Okay, so welcome to the last call. We're going to be talking, or in this topic, we're going to be talking about supplements. So, supplements are one of these areas in fitness where people have a lot of opinions, and a lot of opinions are misguided, shall we say the least. Supplements are a really effective tool for supporting athletic performance, muscle growth, recovery, and health. And we know, everyone knows that nutrition is the foundation, but supplements can be really, really helpful. So, a lot of coaches say you just need to worry about your food and all that kind of stuff. For a lot of clients, that's not going to give them the fast result that they desire and that they need. So when we talk about health supplementation, which is particularly a subject of 10 to 25K, we're going to go a lot more in depth with that. And also with the blood testing analysis that we have, this goes a lot more in depth with that as well, which is a really good value add to your service. So supplements can really support health and fitness, but they don't replace it. And it doesn't take much more than common sense to know that. So with our supplements, these are the main ones for our performance that we have to look at. And the first one is whey protein or any kind of protein powder. Protein powder is a food. Okay, it's as simple as that, and it's a very easy and effective way to meet daily protein needs. We know why protein is important. Okay, we know that protein powder has been studied extensively. It is safe. It has a very high degree of digestion and absorbability. It is good for you. So 20 to 30 grams protein per serving is generally the rule of thumb. Whey protein can be really good post-exercise, particularly if someone has high caloric demands or they struggle with digestion post-training. Because some people, once they train, they probably don't want to eat a piece of chicken breast. They might struggle with that. So having some protein and some fast-acting carbs can be a really good structure for them. So the benefits of it, improvements in muscle growth, easier recovery, and convenience as well for busy individuals. Now, the next one is carbohydrate powder. And carbohydrate powder can quickly replenish glycogen during exercise, maintains better performance, and enhances recovery. You can have it during a workout, 20 to 30 grams to maintain, or 30 to 50 grams, ideally protein to kickstart recovery. You can use dextrose, maltodextrin, whatever it is. It can really improve recovery a lot quickly. But again, you don't have to have it. You could have rice cakes. You could have a piece of fruit with some other starchy carbs. It's just another convenient source that can allow someone to get food in a way that isn't upsetting on their digestion. Now, the next one is caffeine. And caffeine is my favorite. It's a very well-known stimulant. It enhances your alertness. It actually helps ameliorate fatigue by lowering the brain's perception of fatigue. It's been shown to increase exercise performance, increase fat oxidation, delay fatigue. So it's really good for both strength and endurance. Now, some of the dosages are really high. 3 to 6 milligrams per kilo body weight is effective performance. So for me, if I was at the higher end, that would be 600 milligrams of caffeine, which would be the equivalent of like 4 to 5 espressos straight up before training, which would be a lot. Now, generally 200 to 400 from coffee or pre-workout is a fantastic pre-workout for most people. The downsides of caffeine is obviously the side effects of jitteriness and anxiety. Caffeine generally makes you be anxious faster if you suffer from anxiety, but also habituation. So caffeine does lose its ergogenic effect over time due to tolerance buildup. There's really no point in cycling it. You still get some effect, but you don't get that kind of stimulation anymore. Now, the last one in performance supplements, creatine monohydrate. Creatine enhances the production of adenosine triphosphate, our primary energy source, and creatine monohydrate is a very good dietary source for that. We can get adequate creatine from eating a ton of meat in our diet, but most people probably can't eat that amount of meat, and it goes over our calorie requirements. This is a very simple thing to do. It's also got tons of benefits for cognition and a whole bunch of other factors too. So, easiest way that we recommend to take it, 5 grams per day. I don't even worry about loading phases anymore because for most people, just taking creatine is more than enough for them to get the outcomes that they're after. In terms of timing, any time is okay, but if you can get it post workout, it could potentially lead to faster replenishment when taken with carbohydrates as well. Now, with supplements, for health, we generally recommend these based on blood tests, but these are a couple of key ones that a lot of people have deficiencies in. So the first one is vitamin D. Vitamin D is important for bone health, immune function, muscle function. Deficiencies can really, really affect that. And you supplement based on deficiency, which is listed in the notes. Also, telling people to get outside is the best source of vitamin D that they can have. Now, with magnesium, a lot of people are deficient in magnesium, particularly the harder we exercise, the more we excrete magnesium as one of our key electrolytes. So having 200 to 400 milligrams of magnesium before bed can really help people improve their recovery and improve their ability to relax and go to sleep. And then iron, generally iron needs to be supplemented based on a blood test. You wouldn't supplement iron to someone who hasn't had a blood test, but if someone has got blood tests and they've got low levels of iron, their doctor will recommend supplementation for them. So how do we implement it with our clients? Because a lot of people will just say, this takes supplements, and they'll go for it and it doesn't work. What we want to do is we want to assess the needs of the client and generally recommend a blood test. Our relationship with Elevate allows you to do this with your clients and get an exact recommendation of what foods and supplements they may need to get the best possible results, and it protects you from an insurance point of view. So it's a fantastic resource, and I highly recommend you look into it. Now, with your evidence-based supplements, protein, power, carbs, caffeine, and creatine are kind of like your main things straight up off the bat. They work for everyone. So build a foundation of what works before we go for more esoteric supplementation. We can then personalize it based on deficiencies and then monitor progress. And that's the main thing we do with any kind of intervention. We implement it, we monitor how the client responds, and we go from there. So generally what we see is improved performance in the gym, faster recovery, and better health outcomes overall. So with supplements, definitely look into the Elevate platform that we have, that we're associated with. It will help you significantly and will bring more money to your business. Will help you get better client results. From performance, you don't need to worry about recommendations from that. Performance supplements are very, very heavily researched and identified, and they're similar to water. Water hydrates everyone. These performance supplements will help everyone improve their performance. So we highly recommend that you use these with your clients as they get more serious about their goals.